Yeah, put your mic on. All right. Yeah, we got a bunch of people waiting. Welcome to Jtwes Monday Night Live. A little late, but probably for the better. It's staying light till 9 o'clock, and I told Leno, I said it's probably for the better that we had to push it back anyway. Had to take a trip to Raleigh with the boo.
They were picking up their new truck, and
Yeah, he wanted to get a truck down there. And
first he wanted me to go, just drive him and Kaylee, and I was like, I don't know, Raleigh, 5 o'clock traffic.
Yeah, I said no, that ain't gonna work.
Not my best, my best experiences. So Joey drove, so I was glad.
And it was, man, it was typical Raleigh traffic getting down there, but it wasn't so bad coming back. But then when I came back today, now I hope everybody's okay, and especially in North Carolina with the storms. We did pretty decent, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Who we got in here, Lena?
Well, we've had a lot of people on earlier at our normal time,
Yeah.
but that was Timbo and Bart Sexton. Bart says, my mom is 91 and she has full-blown dementia, so keep her in your prayers. And my roommate and I also, it's a battle like no other. Bart also says, hope y'all did well with the storm. Thank the Lord we only got a little over half an inch. My Danny corn is high as my peach tree. No corn yet. Some are blown over and just starting to tassel.
Yep.
And also Bart says that corn has roots coming out as high as 6 and 7 nodes or leaves high.
Yeah, I've seen it come out real high.
Yeah, never seen nothing like it. Curtis King is on.
Hey, Curtis.
Hello, hope everyone is okay after the storm. I think this one took most people by surprise.
It did. It took. I didn't even know it was. I woke up Sunday morning and said, "Lena, what is this?"
Yeah.
I was looking at the Weather Channel. And
It was okay Sunday morning. It started at like 11 or 12 for us.
But when I first seen it was Sunday morning, I said, where did this come from? Did it form Saturday?
I don't know. I just know I didn't hear any warning about tropical storm, Chantel, nothing.
Yeah, because Saturday, I mean, I didn't use my phone.
It was probably like a low pressure and then become a tropical storm right when it hit land.
I didn't use my phone Saturday at all, hardly.
Yeah. Farm Boy 59 is on. Says, good evening. I hope all is well. Finally got the rest of my potatoes up and lost about 30% due to voles and worms.
Oh, Brian, I hate that, man.
Cut them under and plowed them deep. Still getting cucumber, squash, and zucchini.
That's good.
Now I have corn coming in and got to get it pulled and bagged. Watermelons and cantaloupe are bigger than softballs, so it won't be much longer.
No, and this water should help it for sure.
Yeah, my pumpkin plant up front has a softball pumpkin on it. Yeah. So this water will help it too. Jason McDonald's is on.
Hey, Jason.
It says, hey, JT West. Joseph Lott.
Joseph, how you, bud?
And Joey Neal.
Joey Neal, yes, sir.
Hello, Joey and Luno and everyone else. Hope all is well.
It is, bud.
Blanton Farms is on.
Now, are these recent comments? You said
I don't know the times.
Oh, they probably are. Hey,
yeah.
Nick.
Evening, y'all. Hope all is well after the storm.
It is. Got a few low spots washed out. About anywhere there was a pipe in the road and a small creek, it took that pipe out. The bridges handled everything pretty good, at least around here, but I think the pipes under the roads there arguably should have been a bridge there, but they went less expensive and put a pipe there. Those pipes are gone. One place I seen two pipes under the road, and they wasn't about that big around, and there's just no way they could have handled that water. It's almost like a dam, and of course it washed it completely away. And I was coming home on 119, and I told Leno there was a spot where there's a pipe under the road, and I said, Leno, I about lost control of that van. It went down so far. And sure enough, we've come home from Raleigh. They done closed 119 there, the road, because that road pipe has fell in.
Yeah, and
I went over it today, and I was like, man.
Yeah, it was quite a dip, a little
it's a big old
roller
dip,
coaster road.
It was kind of a smooth dip, but it did put that big van in an awkward position. And I thought about it then. I said, you know what? That dirt's done gave way under that pipe.
Yeah, and the sinkhole there now is, what would you say the size of?
It's pretty big.
Maybe
A wash tub.
yeah, like a big wash tub.
Yeah.
So, and that'll only get worse if people keep driving it. Let me find my place. I'm sorry.
It was Nick.
Yeah. Okay. William May is on. Says, good evening, everyone. I hope you all got a lot of rain.
We did, William.
Oh, sure. We sure did.
7.5 inches.
We got 7.5 inches of rain in one day. Paul Ford is on.
Hey, Paul.
Good evening, Jtwes family. Praying for the West Texas flood victims and their families.
Yes, they have it a lot worse than we do.
Yeah, we were at a prayer meeting last night for them.
Yep.
And luckily, you know, we took Sam's girlfriend home across the county and got back before things really just started getting out of control. So we thank the Lord for protecting us, just getting out to pray for them and getting us home too. Paul Ford is on.
Hey, Paul.
Sorry. Johnny Edgerton.
Hey, Johnny.
Good evening, everyone. The delay worked out good for me. I was able to cut a little more grass. LOL.
I kind of figured it would. There's a lot of daylight left. I told Lena it probably would.
T. Hawkins is on.
T. Hawkins.
Good evening, everyone. Had to give the 140 a rest this week for some beach and fishing time.
I'm going to give mine a rest next week.
Just docked the boat to head offshore in the morning, hopefully weather dependent.
All right.
Yeah, that sounds wonderful. We'll be in that lovely position next week.
Yeah.
And hopefully
we'll be doing live from the gazebo.
Yeah, we'll try to do live from somewhere.
I don't think I want to do it on the sound side again, even though it was pretty with sun setting.
Well, it is very pretty, and if it's not as windy as it was, then we should.
And we'll see.
Yeah. Let's see. Heritage Acres is on.
Hello, Heritage Acres.
Says, hey, y'all. Hold on. Let me get him.
She's all right.
Okay.
He ain't going to do nothing.
Well, I don't want it to.
Well, if it does, I'll just shoo her away.
Okay.
I'll throw my hat at her.
Yeah. Heritage Acres is on, and Farmall Eric.
Hello, Farmall Eric.
Hello, everybody. Cornbread the Hungry Farmer is on. Says, just in time, I just about fell asleep. Me too, Cornbread.
And I should mention that the Jimmy we're in, there was a little wind in this little tropical thing. Not a whole lot, but my Jimmy Red fared well. It maybe was a stalk here and there that may have been blowed a little bit, but for the most part, everything's still standing up. So.
Yeah, I looked over the field and I only seen like 3 or 4 or 5, that are a little.
It did real good. Which it's got a little distance on them, and they're not real tight together, so the stalks are huge. And so it did good.
And plus, the storm didn't have a whole lot of wind. It was mostly just rain. And, the rushing water is what moved trees and, took out the roads and stuff. Janice is on.
Hey, Janice.
And Shady Hill Homestead is on.
Shady Hill Homestead. Is that new?
Yeah, I think so.
Welcome.
David is on.
Hey, David.
David says, I have a question about your potatoes. Why do you put your potatoes under your house?
Well, it's the coolest, driest place and darkest place I got. The black plastic under there is totally dark, and they can stay dry, and it's pretty cool. I mean, I guess up under that house probably stays around, I don't know, 65, 70 degrees, even when it's real hot outside. So they keep good in there. They keep a pretty good while. They kept long enough where I planted some this year in March for seeds.
Oh, and Janice said she's okay because, she's in Mebane.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of flooding in Mebane, too. Did I already say Warherstead? Okay. Warherstead is on. Says, good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Warherstead.
Lisa Bridges is on.
Lisa Bridges.
Thank you for taking the time to speak to our family at Denton.
Oh, you are very welcome, Lisa.
Yeah, and we met a lot of people at Denton who watch and are probably on tonight, and so we were so happy to meet you, and everyone was so nice.
Lisa, that may be the one where you said the girls watch us every Monday night. So.
Yeah.
Hey, girls.
Yeah.
And there was a fella with them too, wasn't it? One fella.
I don't remember because I think they had they had 4 children. Yeah.
I think.
I'm not
hey,
sure.
Hey
guys. Timothy Sutton is on.
Hey, Timothy.
When you plant sweet corn, how would you plow it when the ground is flat?
By rolling cultivators, but not everybody's got them. So you can. you can plow cultivate sweet corn flat all the way through its life cycle, and maybe finish it off with some disc when you lay it by. Just some of those teeth, some couple of 2 shanks on each arm, maybe 3 shanks, depends on how many shanks you got. Just drop it down, and you got different plow points you can put on. You got some half sweeps where half the sweep's been cut off, and it'll push a little dirt. And you got what they call half shovels, I think. I call them turning hose, but that's just a nickname. That will throw dirt. And you got the rolling cultivators. That's what you do. I just personally use rolling cultivators because it's what I got and what I like using on them. But I said I wasn't going to plant nothing else flat, but I will plant my fall corn crop flat, because my plan is to plow that corn patch and just lightly cut the top of it and plant it, because when I plow it, it's going to put a ton of trash up under it, and I don't want to pull that trash back up trying to make rows.
Mom is on.
Hello, Eva.
Says, love you. So glad you all are safe. Butterfly Farms is on.
She's talking about you, though.
Yeah, she is. She means me mostly.
She just might as well say.
She means me and Sam. We're fine, Mom.
That's who the y'all she's talking about. Guarantee it.
Butterfly Farms says, good to see y'all tonight. Hope you had a good trip to Denton. We could not make it.
Yeah, we did. I enjoyed it a lot. I told Leno, I said, this is not a bad deal. I said, you got some old tractors, you got some nice restored tractors, you got food, and you got a flea market.
Yeah, but everything was really expensive there, though.
Well, yeah. I mean, not everything, but the stuff that I would have been interested in was kind of pricey. Like, there was a tent, and I hope the person ain't watching that had this tent, but I'll just say it had some Wagner, just a whole tent full of cast iron. And I swear, guys, it was,
The price tag on it, I was like,
Yeah.
Is this for the whole table? Because
no, it was a little pricey for that Wagner stuff. And I don't know if people realize not, and I'm not trying to knock antique cast iron, but Lodge manufacturer, the Lodge cast iron that you get from Walmart today is about the same recipe that they used in 1900. It's not a lot of difference in it. I mean, it's still a USA made cast iron pot that definitely ain't $200.
right, and it's still made the same way too.
And it's made the same, and it's
Brent Sapp is on.
Hey, Brent Sapp.
Hey, Jtwes from Louisville again.
Louisville.
Thankful y'all are safe.
Yeah, Louisville. Yeah, he's up there right above High Point, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Chris Dixon is on.
Winston-Salem.
Okay. Chris Dixon is on.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, y'all. We just got home from the mountains. We went there after the Denton show. Was good to meet you on Friday at the Thrashers reunion.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's good to
Mountains don't
meet you,
sound
Chris.
bad. That sounds like a good plan.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. J. Pill is on.
Hey, JPL.
Says, good evening, all. Hope you're all well. Sorry to hear about the storm.
That's okay, JPL. We did good. There's
Oh,
a lot
yeah.
of places in the country that didn't do so good.
And everything that can be replaceable.
Yeah, we did
'cause
real fine.
we also have a leak in the roof. Did you talk about that?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, so the storm brought to light another problem we have.
Yeah.
A leak in the kitchen, but
Well, it's probably a blessing because it turns out that, so we seen a spot on the kitchen ceiling, which I said, okay, that's a leak. And so I went out this morning. I went out this morning, looked at the back deck, and I could see just a little bit of a low spot. And I said, okay, that's probably where it's at. So I got my ladder this morning and got up on the roof and walked over to that low spot, and it lines up to where the leak is in the kitchen. And yeah, it's real soft, real spongy right there. I said, okay, so it's probably been leaking a long time.
right, just
And this
not enough to get
this
to the
rain
ceiling.
just now showed it to me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I know I'm gonna have to replace some OSB, and hopefully, hopefully it won't be something no more than a sheet of OSB and some new shingles right there, and we'll be done with it. That's what my hope is. After the live, I'm actually gonna get up in the attic and look at it from the inside and see how much OSB is affected. But I know some is because it is spongy.
Oh.
Spongy, SpongeBob, spongy.
Laura is on.
Hey, Laura.
Says, hey, y'all. Kurt T is on.
Kurt T.
Good evening from Southeast Louisiana. Hope all is well.
It is. It is.
Janice said she got over 10 inches of rain.
Oh, man. Yeah. Alamance County got a little more. They got the worst of it.
Jaden's on.
Hey, Jaden.
Hey, Jaden. John Briggs.
Hey, John.
Evening, guys. Paul's Farm is on.
Hey, Paul's Farm.
And Jay Hall says,
Jay Hall.
howdy, y'all.
Howdy, howdy.
Chris Dixon said, my two 150-foot rows of corn got beat pretty hard here at the beach. Gonna pick what is left tomorrow if it's ready.
Well, I hope you get something out of it.
Yeah, I do too. And if it's done recently, if he can pick tomorrow, maybe he can salvage what was, beat up. Mark Phelps is on.
Hey, Mark Phelps.
Joshua and I were glad to see y'all at Denton. We took a helicopter ride, felt like Toe Mater. Yeah.
Man.
Y'all are brave, Mark. You and your son are so brave. Because I seen that thing, I was like,
I seen it too. I was like,
No.
well, I don't think I'll be doing that one.
Yeah.
I bet it's fun, though.
Yeah, it's fun, but it's just, I wouldn't be able to get to that point of being able to make it happen. Farm Life with Avery's on.
Hey, Avery.
Hey, y'all, my corn is almost fully mature.
Cool deal, man.
Bonnie Hawkins is on.
Hey, Bonnie.
Evening all. Hey, Bonnie. Hope you're enjoying that coastal life with T. Hawkins this week.
Yeah.
Brian says, check out the corn and found that the crows have just totally destroyed several ears. They shredded the shucks and blowed the cob apart.
You sure that's corn or a coon?
Yeah, it sounds like coon.
Sounds like a coon or a squirrel.
Yeah, squirrels, they were doing that to ours last year.
Squirrels shredded my cobs last year.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. Lisa Bridges is the one with her husband, and they had their beautiful grandbaby with us that fell in love with tractors and watching you guys.
Okay.
The
All
sweet
right.
baby, yes.
All right.
Okay, and I was thinking
well, the
that.
other girls may be watching too.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
It's okay.
And I'm sorry, we're never going to remember everybody's name.
Yeah, Lisa, I do good.
I know, I
stuff.
probably asked you your name when I met
we-
you, but, I'm not good at remembering that kind of stuff, especially with how many people I met that day. He just wants out.
Oh.
And Avery said, did y'all get the tornado yesterday?
I don't think so, Avery.
No, that was near, that was southern Alamance, so
Yeah.
that's like one county down but from us. Chuck Rates is on.
Hey, Chuck.
I don't know if I'm saying your last name wrong, Chuck. I apologize, but he says good evening.
I like Chuck names.
Larry Terrell is on from Reedsville.
Hey, Larry.
Cornbread says, does Leno know how to make tamales?
No, she's never made them.
Yes, I have made them. I've made them twice, but only twice, because usually I just depend on my mom to make them.
She made them with Jimmy Red before.
Yeah, not the whole batch.
I know. She made me some with Jimmy Red.
Yeah, I did a little experiment with Jimmy Red so that he could have a few with that. Avery says, I dug some of my potatoes today, and they are the nicest I've ever had or I've ever raised.
Yeah, mine was real good too, Avery.
Had to dig them by hand because I don't have a potato plow. Well, sometimes the harder you work, the more you appreciate what you get. The harvest. It's worth more whenever you have to work hard for it, Avery. But you'll get a potato plow one day, I'm sure.
Well, I'll say this, Avery, but hopefully nobody beats you to it. There's a road off of 86 called Eflin Cedar Grove Road. Eflin Cedar Grove Road. And it's right off of Highway 86 in Orange County. And as soon as you get on Eflin Cedar Grove Road off 86, there's one for sale sitting right there in the weeds.
John Gainey is on.
Hey, John.
I missed you last week trying to pull corn last week. Boy, it has been a year. Too much rain, too wet to cultivate. You know what the end result has been.
Yeah, I tell you, I think I said that I felt pretty good about it, and it turned out okay, but I planted my corn March the 28th, and Leno, what was it, last week when you put it up, wasn't it? It was the week before last.
What?
When did you freeze our corn?
Thursday.
Last week, Thursday?
Mm-hmm. Oh, no, not last week. The week before that.
Yes.
2 Thursdays ago.
So she put all our corn, and I had done bush hog it and cut it and trying to get it to rotten up a little bit so I could plant that fall crop. And a bunch of people asked me in the comments did I think it was going to have worms or what I was going to do about the worms. I ain't going to do nothing. I'm just going to, hope and pray that we can salvage enough to make a good run out of it. I think we can. I mean, I fully expect it to have some worms in it. I don't expect it not to. And I'm not going to treat it for worms because I don't want to put that spray on it because Will and Megan and Kaylee and Ellie, they've been using some stuff for baby food. And
yeah, I put up
the nitrogen's already paid for. I tell you what I am thinking about doing is only putting nitrogen on it because I have 2 bags left over from the Jimmy Red. And it's 3400 nitrogen, and I thought about just not putting no fertilizer, but just putting a little nitrogen on it when I plant it, a little nitrogen when I cultivate it, and a little bit when I lay it by and see what it does.
Yeah, out of that corn, I put up 32 bags of frozen quart bags, but I know I probably could have got double that if I would have had the time and energy.
Yeah.
And energy to pick it myself and cut it, but we do.
Well, you probably could have got about another 20, but we picked a ton the next day and we cooked and ate, and then we picked some again and cooked and ate. So if I would have gleaned the field corner to corner, you might could have got 20 more bags.
Well, and we took some to Pasture Cruise too.
Took some to Pasture Cruise, yeah. So it got picked over pretty good.
Yeah. MSW guy is on.
MSW.
Hello again from the Cornhusker State, which is Nebraska.
Yeah, Nebraska.
LOL.
Learned our lesson.
He says, what are we drinking tonight? I have a cafe mocha, which has espresso in it because I am dog tired and I didn't want y'all to watch me yawn all night.
I have a Coca-Cola glass. It looked like it come out of a Pizza Hut.
Yeah, Pizza Hut, 1980-ish.
I doubt. Well, it could have because that's before Pepsi owned them. So it could have.
Yeah. It looks very Pizza Hut to me.
Yeah, it does.
And of course, Joey just is dead set on using dishes that do not go with any other dishes in my home.
Oh, yeah.
He steals one plate that's unique from my mom. So that's his dinner plate every night when the rest of us are using matching Cornell dishes. So, and then now, he's always got a weird cup.
And we got that. We did buy that cup at the Denton Farm Show that I think it was like $20. You get the cup, but you get refills all day.
Oh, yeah.
And,
that was a good deal.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, because, I mean, just one drink was like $5. So we shared the drink.
Yeah, me, Joey, and Sam, we carried around this one big mug of sweet tea, and we would just pass it amongst us 3. We looked like the cheapest people there. And then I did go back and get, I think, 2 refills.
2 refills, yeah.
Because they'll give you ice, they'll refill your ice. And if you take that to another event that they're at, you just pay $5 and you can get refills for that event too. So it's a good deal. And it has a Farmall tractor on the back. I should have showed it.
I like the oil can better.
Oh, I didn't like that because that's too hard for me to hold.
I know. But
it's like this.
It was neater. I could have had the oil can.
Yeah, there was a cup that looked just like an oil can, but I didn't want that one. What was I going to say about that? Oh, yeah. I did like the gas cans that they were selling there.
That is expensive.
I know they were expensive, but they were crafty and craftsmanship.
Well, I got one like that with IH stickers on it. Everything. Have you ever seen it? Made it myself. A whole lot cheaper than that.
Well, it does. I know it doesn't look as good as those we've seen.
No, I put gas in it all the time.
Right.
So it's a little gingy.
These aren't really for gas. These are for show. The ones at the market.
But I got one like it.
Janice said, I got the tornado here in Mebane, but luckily it wasn't on the ground when it came over my house.
Thank the Lord.
I know, I'm glad.
Well, I really don't want to see it hit nobody.
Yeah.
I always feel bad, kind of, when, like, say, a thunderstorm or a tornado just misses our house. I'm like, oh, man, I'm glad it missed my house. But then I'm, like, feeling guilty because it had to hit somewhere, or most of the time, and I hate that.
Bonnie Hawkins says, oh, yes, and the kids, too, Troy and Taylor. The whole gang's there.
Oh, good God.
T. Hawkins says, shh, I didn't bring her, LOL. I know. I was like, oh, did I bust T. Hawkins? He's, on a men's weekend, a boys' trip. Orbra's on.
Hey, Orbra.
And Dirt Road Farm.
Dirt Road Farm.
Says we got to meet y'all at Denton and our 4 kids. Got a picture with you.
That's them.
That's the Pope family.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, it says thanks from the Pope family, Anson County, North Carolina.
You know what? I remember that now because when I think about popes, I think about some popes that I know.
Yeah, so it was lovely meeting the Pope family. They were
Yes, it was.
a great bunch. Joey Neal says just got putting up 19 dozen ears of corn.
Good day. 19 dozen.
I hope you cut that off the cob.
You know that's 19 12s, right?
Yes.
You're like 200 ears of corn. I bet you were close to 150 or more.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It was a truck bed full. I don't know. We didn't count them.
Yeah, because my tobacco trailer wasn't ready.
Yeah, me and Sam, we sat under the shade tree. Joey.
I broke down and put it on back of my white truck.
Yeah, so me and Sam hung out with the ducks and sat under the shade tree, and he cut the tips off, and I helped shuck, and we just did a group effort, and then we moved
Y'all
inside.
Didn't hardly find any worms though, did you?
I didn't see one.
Yeah.
But we moved inside, and then I bought an extra bunt pan because me and Sam like using the bunt pan to cut the corn on. The cob fits perfect on top. You just cut it. And I know there's things that you could shove the corn in, and that kind of scalps it, but
Yeah.
I just feel like it gets it too close to
they
the
have
cob. I
those-
don't like that.
I mean, a lot of times though, some of those things, and they're great, I know, but like a couple of them I know, they have this thing you put on the end of the drill, and time you hold the corn, put it in it. I don't know. I guess if you get a system going, it is fast, but y'all doing pretty good with that little knife.
Yeah, I mean, once you start getting going, it's easy. You get a little system. It's like an assembly
we
line.
bought a pack of cheap dollar store knives. I told Lena, I don't care if you throw them away because they wasn't but like $2.
They work fine.
But they're sharp, at least for the time.
Sam couldn't use it. They were too small for his hand.
Oh,
So I had to give him one of my good Pioneer Woman knives from the butcher block. But some of those cobs were so full that when you cut them, it was like getting corn juice in my eyes, because they were so full and just perfect. Joe with the W is on.
Hey, Joe.
Howdy, y'all. I think my peaches and cream corn will be ready in about a week.
I wanted to raise some peaches and cream. That's about the only thing other than Silver Queen I like. I do like the corn that I can keep the seed off of, the sweet king. It doesn't slip my mind. Danny raised it this year. I have a whole 1 pound Ziploc, a 1 gallon Ziploc bag full of it.
You trying to think of the name?
Yeah, but it'll come to me in a minute.
Okay. I think it's something weird.
Yeah, a lot of corn is. I mean, who's ever heard of Silver Queen? Then you got Silver King.
I know, but even those still aren't.
Then you got Incredible.
Yeah.
Peaches and cream.
MSW guy says, I have the IH starting fluid mug, or fluid coffee mug, starter fluid coffee mug.
Oh yeah.
Great birthday gift from my daughter.
I got Leno. Somebody got. Well, who got me the IH cup?
Will and Megan got you.
Okay,
It looks like an oil.
No, it's what he's got.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So Joey has that too. Sorry, I don't know what the starter fluid looks like. Cornbread. This is the different cornbread. We got two. Mm-hmm. The other cornbread says, have you ever boiled shrimp or crawfish and put the corn and small potatoes in the boil?
Yeah, you lost it at boiling the shrimp and crawfish.
No, we don't do. Those are called, what are those called? Low country boils.
Yeah.
And if I ever go to an event that they're having that, I just swing by McDonald's or Chick-fil-A, and I'm like,
No, it's not.
Y'all have at it.
Yeah, I'm just picking shrimp. I don't think it would be that bad.
Come on,
I don't see how you can get much meat off of crawfish though. But I guess you eat the tail part of it. The part that he.
I guess
with.
I don't know. I didn't even take the time to
me,
learn.
They're like mini lobsters.
To me, they look like insects, like bugs.
Well,
They're
to me,
crustaceans.
they look just like a lobster, Lena. They're like what a cat is to a lion. A crawfish is to a lobster.
I don't like lobster either.
Yeah.
So I don't like most seafood. Yeah, John Briggs, tell Carolyn Pris is on tonight. She was a little under the weather this week. She's been kind of throwing up some hairballs, but I think she's getting better. I got her some medicine for it, so she seems to be doing a little bit better.
There's always hope.
Joey's hoping to get rid of some cats by attrition.
I was hoping that she'd get better.
No, yeah, okay. We'll move along.
Ollie.
Lisa Bridges asked, have you guys ever covered how you guys met in a video before? I don't know. I'm sure we've talked about it on the live. But yeah, we met like in Greensboro, and we were both, of course, very young. And so I lived south of Greensboro, he lived north of Greensboro, so it was just a chance meeting. And that was, the rest is history. We had I don't know, when was it, 1998?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Summer.
Yeah, so it's just been a long time ago, Lisa. Albert Bell is on.
Hey, Albert.
Hello from Bell Bottom Farms, which is my favorite farm name. Just got in from pulling the last of the sweet corn and picking the last of the green beans. Planted 10 pounds of purple whole peas. Hope they're going to make before frost.
I think you'll stand a good chance.
Yeah, because it's early July, so yeah, should be good.
I'm actually hoping some of my green beans will go to seed. I'd like to save some seed off of them.
Albert said pea sheller has been idle so far this year. Dirt Road Farm said Pampered Chef makes a really good corn cutter that I let my kids use. So yeah, I might have to look at it because, I don't know if we can let go of our bunt pan tradition, but sometimes we get the whole gang here, like all of Jtwes.
Chef makes some good stuff.
All of Jtwes, plus the wives. I'm sure they would like to use something different than my method.
Yeah, for baking, I like Pampered Chef stoneware about as good as I do.
Yeah, we have lots of Pampered Chef stuff.
I like the stoneware stuff.
We've got the muffin pan, pizza pan, just a flat stone that you put biscuits on.
Yeah, and somebody got a small square flat stone as a bonus in an RV.
Oh yeah, we left one in our RV that we traded in.
So when they opened the oven, it was like, oh, a Pampered Chef.
Right. Well, it was seasoned well, so they're probably like, oh, what's wrong with this? Because, if you don't have Pampered Chef or stoneware, you don't know what it looks like once it's seasoned.
You kind of treat the stoneware Pampered Chef kind of almost like cast iron.
Mm-hmm. That's what I do. I get real hot water and just scrub it with that bamboo brush. Every once in a while, I'll use soap if it's just something that's kind of gross on there. But usually, if you're just baking something on it, just use that bamboo scrubber and it gets it nice and clean. Charles Coker is on.
Hey, Charles.
Louisiana checking in. Thank you, Charles. We have several from Louisiana who are on every week.
Yeah, that's another reason why I totally know that. I said a lot of you out there that watch on Monday nights are in Louisiana, Texas, and Mississippi, and I said so it just gives them an hour more daylight too.
Albert Bell says G90 is a good sweet corn.
I've heard people mention that.
Janice has a question. Can Indian corn be cooked and eaten by people?
Sure it can. Any corn. Well, any non-GMO corn can.
Yeah.
I'll put that in. As long as it ain't been modified and all this other mess, I'd say any non-GMO corn. Now, it's going to be a little tougher skin. Sweet corn, a lot of times, in its nature, has a thinner, what I call a thinner skin on it. So it's going to have a little bit thicker skin. I could go out there now and probably find a little bit of Jimmy Red if I wanted to try to cook it, but I don't. I'm just going to wait for it all to dry down. There's a lot of pretty cobs out there.
Tommy Norwood is on.
Hey, Tommy.
Hey, Joey and Leno. Just tuning in. Had 2 of the grandkids most of the day. We got 1.5 inches here in southern Granville County.
Well, so he didn't.
I know.
That's amazing.
Yeah, because that's not
that far over.
That's what I was about to say. He's one county beside Person.
7 inches to 1. 6-inch county swing.
Yeah. And that storm was so slow because I was looking at the radar and it was like 2 o'clock and it was pouring and it just sat and it wasn't gone till like 5 a.m.
No, it's just the way it was turning. It's like if this little piece right here got you at 3 o'clock, it come back around at 6.
Yeah. It was definitely like a 2-3 hitter.
Yeah.
George Joyner is on.
Hello, George Joyner. Is there a lot of new names tonight?
Yeah, a handful of them. Have you ever planted 6-week peas?
No, I haven't. I'm a creature of habit as far as the things I plant. I'll step out of my box sometimes, and like one year, maybe it was last year, I planted some carrots, and they did fairly decent. They did, the first time I'd ever planted them. Had a few of you guys make some suggestions when I showed the video, and those suggestions worked by putting a board over the little row that I planted, and they're slow coming up, I can tell you that. But yeah, carrots, and I do raise some cabbage and broccoli sometime. But this year, the way it worked out, I told Lena, I said, I'm not going to raise them unless I can put them behind an electric fence because they just get eat so quick.
Mm-hmm.
And but yeah, I'd like to plant some purple hull peas next year. So next year, look for that. Don't worry, we'll get your mama down here.
Mom, I need your help to come.
We'll get her down here.
As long as it's during the summer, so she won't be at school. So, Bonnie said, yes, we have the corn cutter too. Excellent. And Joe with the W says, my wife likes the Pampered Chef corn cutter also. So maybe I need to try that. Yeah,
out.
like I don't even know what it looks like. So I'll look it up tonight. I'll look it up online and see what it looks like.
Check it out.
Mm-hmm. And plus, if they say it's good, then I can trust them because they're used to cutting corn like I am. Johnny says, Thomas and I got the hitch back on the 140 Friday, back to looking normal again.
I was thinking about that the other day, Johnny. I don't know if my Super A is going to get that way until plow day at the rate I'm going. Because, I mean, I'm at least leave it on there until I lay by this corn that I'm hopeful to plant. Now, maybe you counting chickens before my egg hatches. Or, yeah. Is that
Count my chickens before they hatch.
Yeah, count my chickens before the egg hatches.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's just, normally they don't say egg in it, but go ahead.
Well, anyway. And long story short, if it'd be on there till I lay by the Silver Queen. There's your power.
I know. My phone's worked overtime today.
Yeah, it has. But you got standby over there.
Yeah, but it should be fine. Brian says, hate to leave, but got to get some rest. Thanks for
Brian.
your prayers for Mom.
You got to stay up with the rest of us.
She's doing really good at rehab. Good. I'm glad to hear
Brian.
that.
I'm glad to hear that.
Joey Neal says, have you ever cooked any Jimmy Red like you do sweet corn just to see how it tastes?
I did, and it was very good, very corny. It had just a little bit, like I was telling about the other corn, it just had a little bit tougher chew to it. It didn't, when you bit into it, it took a little more biting than a piece of Silver Queen would have took, but it was absolutely delicious. Butter and salt, knock it out. I mean, it was good.
George said 6-week pears are not available anymore. I have seed from 50 years ago. I don't know if he means peas or pears, the 6 weeks.
Probably the peas.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but he's still got seeds, so he's got heirloom seeds then.
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty neat, George.
Jay Hall is on.
Hey, Jay Hall.
Oh, I already said, Jay Hall, we already said you were on, sorry. I thought I was the only one that had to have a special dish or cup. My plate, bowl, and silverware matched nothing else. My wife gave up trying to figure me out years ago.
Yeah,
Good advice. I just don't, whatever.
I actually have 2 plates, and Leno don't realize this sometimes, but like if we're eating something like steak, it's the blue one.
I'm going to start just giving him paper plates. Make him cut.
As long as you put it on top of the blue plate, we'll be all right.
I'm going to start making him cut his steak on a blue plate or on a paper plate. And the blue plates are those camping.
Yeah, we did that in RV with our blue plates, and our blue plates have marks all over them. You know that, don't you?
Yeah. Because you picked out those blue plates.
I did it because of the weight.
Cornell is just as light.
I don't know.
So we'll have another. Every week we have to.
Yeah, but Cornell can break.
Every week we have to have a discussion that we say we're going to do this offline, which means not in front of you guys. We'll spare you the
But yeah, I do.
debates.
I have I did take one from my mother-in-law.
Um,
And she's got another one I'm going to take too.
yeah, he's always stealing from my mom, and he wonders why she says some certain things to him that she says.
She's got a large cast iron apple.
That we got her as a gift.
I know, but what better way?
You better be eating some of that
They
corn.
don't even make them no more. It's a shape like an apple. What do you call it?
Dutch
oven.
Yeah, it's a Dutch oven with an apple.
And it's got a leaf for a handle.
It's a green apple, and the handle is the leaf, a silver leaf and stem.
That thing is bad.
And Mom just has it pretty on display, like as she would like to, and Joey wants to have it. He's awful. And Mom said, "I will be there for my girl." Thank you, Mom, to help me with the peas.
Oh.
So she's gonna come do your peas, and you want to steal her stuff. Greg Page says, "Late to see y'all. Been working on fence to keep bears and deer out."
Oh, good gosh, Greg.
I know, that's some
Greg,
fence.
where actually you at, bud? Of course, I guess that could be around here too, because my uncle killed a bear just right across the road from my house. That's 2 he's done killed.
Yeah, and anywhere from here to like even the foothills.
I guess here to the coast, Lena.
Well, the whole state has bears.
Yeah.
They're more in the mountains, but
Yeah.
we see them here too.
Well, Norman killed too.
Janice said, "Try some of my Indian corn this year."
She did try some.
Oh, I don't know what she's saying. Something, because she said maybe Roger will trim or try some of my Indian corn this year. I don't know. I think she meant that as a sentence, but I don't know what she said. Joey Neal says, "What do you go by to know when to pull it so it won't be too far along? Some of mine already has red silk."
Yeah, I'd say, Joe, if it's got red silks, it may be too far along. Probably just a good, maybe with the white silk starting to turn a little bit. I'll be honest with you, Joey. I'm pretty sure that when I tried the one I tried, I probably opened up 2 or 3 years before I found the one I wanted to try. That's why one thing I hadn't messed with it this year.
T. Hawkins says, "All right, I'm out. Good night. If y'all want to skip work and go fishing, look me up."
There you go.
Thank you, T. Hawkins. Good night. Have a good rest, and I hope you catch a bunch of fish and the biggest fish tomorrow.
Yeah, we were coming back up the interstate, and Leno's told this before. If I see a camper going east, I'm always like, just picking around, joking, hating on them. And one was going east, and I seen it coming. I was like, nobody cares that you going to the beach. And then I looked at his RV, and it had a big bubble on the roof where the air was getting up under his top, which was bubbling the top up. And I was like, oh, never mind. Bless your heart.
Yeah, poor guy.
I immediately felt sorry for that fella, because, I mean, I just know that, that's an expensive problem. You know, you got the roof bubbling up.
Bart said, "I have the Pampered Chef corn cutter, and I love it. Just a warning, when you're holding that cob, watch those fingers. Trust me, I know how sharp that cutter is." Oh, yeah. See, that's the one thing is the knives I use, sometimes if I just hit my finger, they're not sharp enough to, like, just open my skin. Cause
Well, I
have some like that, but.
I got my pocket knives like that.
Yeah.
Finally. With the Ken Onion knife sharpener. I can't remember the name of it, but.
Ricky Eats says, "Hello, guys. Haven't seen y'all in a while, but hello."
Hello, Ricky. Yes, I hadn't heard from you.
"I love the way that disc cut that garden spot. What kind is it?"
Yeah, that is a International 122, but we got to give the bog hair a little credit. The bog hair busted it open real good, and it was dry as a bone when I cut it with that. But it still did a great job for the soil conditions. And if it wasn't for that and let that moisture in there we had about 2 inches of rain about a week ago, and if it wasn't for that, that 122 wouldn't have touched it. But it is a heavy hair, and that's what it is. It's an International 122.
Chris Dixon says, "I want to plant something for a fall garden, but not sure what to plant. I'm an amateur at planting a garden of any size. What do you recommend? I eat everything." What's the easiest? Probably, I would think, like green beans are pretty.
Well, I think fall gardens sometimes you can plant stuff that likes cooler weather, and as it gets into producing age, the weather is starting to cool off. Like, maybe some potatoes or a cabbage. I mean, you can plant. I mean, if you're in North Carolina, you can still, if you plant it right now, you can plant just about anything, and it'll come on in the fall.
Like September.
Anything that's 90 days or less, probably you could plant right now and it'd come on in. But the problem is, like you heard me say, I was going to plant some corn. I don't know why or what does it, but early corn hardly has any worms in the cob. You plant it later on in the year, it's going to probably have quite a few more worms.
What about carrots?
Carrots? I mean, I guess the same. I don't think they have anything you plant, honestly, in the summer is going to have some bug challenges versus planting it early spring. But you can plant it.
Yeah.
There's going to get a time where stuff you plant's not going to have enough time to mature before it frosts.
Janice said, yes, my RX is putting me to sleep. Have a great week, everyone. Good night, Janice.
Good night, Janice.
J. Peel says, I have a favorite knife and fork that I use because we don't have matching cutlery. And that's how mine are too. I start with matching sets and then it somehow becomes all just like weird odds and ends. And I do have a favorite fork that I like to use because it has a pretty design on it. But, if I don't get it, it's not the end of the world.
J. Peel, I hope to be able to
go put him out.
Take Lino to England one day because she really likes the cuisine there.
No, that's not true, J. Peel.
She wants to try some fish fingers and custard.
No. And I also seen somebody British, J. Peel, who had like fries maybe or potatoes, and they had like beans poured on it or peas.
I don't
like
remember.
Peas on top of French fries.
We were watching it together. I don't remember.
Yeah, I just don't understand. But anyway, Greg Page is from upstate South Carolina, home of the Dacusville Farm Show. So he's the one who was having the fence for the bear.
Oh, okay.
T. Hawkins says, I can eat all of the different types of corn. I stole me a couple of ears out of a field back in '99. Still chewing on it tonight. Stuff must have been mule corn. Sounds like he got some of that corn they use for fuel.
Yeah.
What is that? Just yellow corn?
Well, I don't know. It's engineered to just grow.
Right.
Grow quick and grow.
You stole the wrong corn, T. Hawkins. Bart says, I picked some purple whole peas today. I thought they supposed to turn color purple, but mine were an off-white and some drying. I guess all the rain has got them off.
Yeah, I was going to say, off-white sounds like it's drying down.
Yeah. So they may be dry, or is it too dry?
I thought those things, you want them where the skin starts getting a little bit thinner on them, and they break open pretty easy. If it's kind of thick skin, it's not quite ready.
Avery said, is the potato plow you told me about fast hitch?
It is, Avery. It actually, I'm 99% sure it's probably a furrow plow set up exactly like what's on the back of my tractor. The bar, the stabilizer link, no wheels, and a furrow plow in the middle. It's not one of those plows that has the arm that does this. I'm pretty sure it's a furrow plow. But it'll work.
Bonnie says for fall, collard greens, broccoli, cabbage. Fall plant, good fall crops.
Yeah, and because they like colder weather too, and they can take a little cold snap.
Yeah.
But I was just thinking, like, if he was looking to plant anything, he's still got time, but he's going to fight bugs.
Cornbread, the hungry farmer, says, Avery, I set up a tent out here by that plow. Bonnie says cutlery just like socks, LOL. They are. It's like, what happened? And then I used to blame it on having young boys. Now two of them are older and out of the house, and it's still happening. So,
And Avery, I'll help you out too. The portion of 86 or Eflin Cedar Grove Road is real close to the Castle County line, so you can find it from there real easy. It's not but a mile into Orange County.
Ricky E says, I planted sweet corn on the 4th after I dug my taters. It sure was hot in the woods today. Y'all have a blessed night. Thank you.
Yes, we will.
Yeah.
Been a good night. Been a good day, though.
Been busy.
Yeah. Guys, I got a video coming out tomorrow. It's going to be a little bit out of the norm, but I'm going to tell you now. It's like I think I told you, if you made it to the very end of my last video the other day, which I laid by the watermelons with a plow, I hope y'all like that. I've done that all my life, and I've had real good success. And somebody asked me about the spacing on the watermelons. I like planting them thick. If you got water and you throw the nitrogen to them, they'll be fine. I like planting them that thick because it'll get a lot of leaf cover, and it'll cover that whole mound that I plowed, which I'll show you guys as the year goes on, and it'll hold back a lot of grass. The reason for plowing it is because you're taking and coming down deep and turning that stuff over, and so it takes a while for any grass to establish back, and gives the watermelon time to spread the heel. But at the end of that video, I was talking about a video I did, and I am excited about it. I'm still excited about it. Excited. And hopefully, I'd love to do some more with these folks. And it really, I don't think you really realize, you probably won't realize, it just tickled me to death how this thing worked. I was excited to get it, man. It was free as salvation. The power. It really was. You see it out in the sky.
Yeah, it is.
So, but anyway, hopefully you watch that. I try to do that. So keep in mind, if you do watch it, there was some earmarks that I had to hit in that video, and then I could kind of take it my style from then on out. But there's some earmarks that I had to hit, and then take it from there. So I hope you enjoy it, and I sure did, and I would do something again for these folks in a minute.
Warherstead says, corn and beans have taken a back seat this year to expanding the bees.
Yeah.
We hope to pull 200 pounds plus of honey this week. We got some new equipment to figure out too. So that's awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need the bees, we need the honey.
Yeah, I like bees.
J. Pill says, yes, mushy peas and chips, or fries as you call them, are eaten regularly up north here and are delicious. Some salt and vinegar on them. So they're called mushy peas and chips.
I'm going to get you a plate.
Yeah, but I seen a picture of it, JP. I was like,
What's the difference?
is this a joke?
What's the difference between that than the Mexican folks smashing up their pintos?
Because we're not putting them on something random, like beans on watermelon or something. You know, we're not putting refried.
Beans on fries? That's not random.
Mushy peas on chips.
Same thing as mushy pintos.
Y'all
just put about 19 different spices in it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Like, are the peas seasoned?
I'm sure they are. Well, I put egg on French fries, or egg on potatoes.
Well, I don't like that either. I wouldn't eat that.
Oh,
but
I
mean,
egg,
it's not.
Tell them, guys, egg and potatoes.
It's not foreign
goodness.
to me like that. You know, like that's a whole.
If I could get waffle,
thing.
when I'm at the Waffle House, if I remember to tell them, I just tell them to put my egg straight on top of my hash brown. Don't even bring it to me if it ain't on top.
He just likes to make all his food into one big thing.
Not normally. I like it segregated, but I do like my eggs and hash brown.
Oh, okay. Cornbread says, why do Mexicans refry beans? Because they taste good. They taste better that way. Because I know, like, Joe's family likes just regular pintos with onion.
Non-cooked fresh onion.
Raw onion.
Raw onion and a little bit of ketchup.
I've never made, Out of all the years we've been married,
I've been asking her to make it for 20 years.
We've been married 26 years. I've never made him just pinto beans with with onion in it.
It's got to be pinto beans and fatback.
That's not a meal.
You got to cook the fatback with it. Then you put it on a plate, lots of juice, dice you up some onions, put your little ketchup on it, a little salt, boom.
No. I just can't bring myself to do it. But no, the refried beans are delicious because then you mash them up and it lets all the bean flavor in the whole dish and you just add in all your seasonings and refrying them gives them a little toasty type taste to them. Avery says good night. Good night.
Good night, Avery.
Oh, it was a joke. Why do Mexicans refry beans? They couldn't get it right the first time. Cornbread, you're silly.
Yeah.
Greg Page says, any pointers on growing tobacco? I planted some this year. First time, it's coming up pretty good.
Just keep it suckered. You really ain't gonna have to worry about the suckers too much until you top it out. Top it out with about 15 to 20 leaves, and then keep it suckered. You could do it if you ain't got too much. I imagine you don't have too much. So just go out there about once a week. There'll be a little sucker trying to grow up between the leaves. Keep it suckered, and if you get aphids on it, get some sort of 7 dust or something like that and liquid and spray it on there and kill the aphids. Other than that, some bulldog soda, a little bit of fertilizer, and let it roll. It's not a very hard crop to raise. There's a lot of chemicals that have been made for it to make farming easier, but it's not super hard to raise. You put it out there, she'll take care of itself.
Bonnie said all good except for the ketchup on your pinto recipe.
Ketchup is optional. I agree with her. It's optional. I don't always use ketchup. Just sometimes.
And your dad talks about him, but he said something like, the whole year of 57, all we ate was pintos or something. He gave us a specific year where his whole family, all they ate was pinto beans. And it's like, you don't even think about that, but it's like, wow,
Yeah, because you could get.
Because I don't doubt it for a minute, but it's just like, wow, you eat pintos all year, like that was your food.
That's why like years like that.
I'm surprised he likes them now. I would think he'd be like, no, I'm never going to eat them again if I don't have to.
That's like years like that when the apple tree has a few apples, you ain't got to worry about nothing hitting the ground. They're going to eat them apples.
That's how I am with the peaches. Is the peaches we have, hit and miss years where if there's a frost that gets them, when the years that they do good, you're like, oh, let me go get them, and I'm out there squishing and feeling.
I need to plant another peach tree, really.
Yeah, it would be good.
I need to plant a yellow peach tree.
Avery said, Joe, if you drive by that plow again, could you please take a picture and email it to me?
Avery, I'm about 99% sure. If you seen my potato plow, you done seen this one. I'm gonna be honest, Avery, I wouldn't be driving by it.
Yeah, because we never go this way to Raleigh. Warstead says bean cornbread is a staple here. Haggy Farms is on.
Hello, Haggy Farms.
Joey and Leno been listening. Just been trying to get back to the yard and get this truck parked.
Oh, man.
Y'all have a good night. You too, Haggy Farms.
Thank you, bud.
Thank you for listening in. Ricky says, listen to him, Leno. Joey knows how to eat. He's making me hungry. Okay, Ricky. Cornbread said, Greg Page, are you growing it to eat or smoke? It's chewy. Well, I mean, you don't eat it. You just either chewing tobacco or smoking tobacco.
Yeah. I guess you could squeeze the nicotine out of it.
Yeah. Roscoe Morris is on. Roscoe says biscuits and gravy and fried potatoes with 2 eggs over easy on top. Hobo breakfast.
Yes, sir.
And Albert Bell.
Of course, I do the over medium. I don't want too much. I like the white cook, but the yellow's fine.
Yeah, that's another thing is when I fry him eggs, I have to cook them extra long because I'm like, I got to make sure these whites are cooked.
Yeah, not extra long. I mean,
it's extra long to me because the way I cook them,
you got a little bit of run in your white. See, the white is where you get your sickness out of. I'm serious. The white carries the botulism. The yellow don't.
Okay.
Please don't listen to me, guys.
Yes, do not take any health or safety advice from him.
Entertainment purposes only.
Yeah, Albert says, gotta have cornbread with those beans and onion.
Yeah, Jimmy Red cornbread too.
And Avery was wondering what they would want for that pile.
I don't think it's too much, Avery. I can't. I don't believe it would be. Been sitting out there a while. The weeds has growed up around it.
Lisa said, recently was told by a friend, survival is beans, bullets, and Band-Aids. Yeah.
BBB.
Yeah. Triple B.
Who said that, Lisa?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
And Greg said the tobacco is hopefully to smoke and to make a dew. So I don't know, like smoke it and maybe make it for somebody else. I don't know.
Okay.
Butterfly Farm says good night.
Good night, Butterfly.
And speaking
Farm.
of,
is it 9 o'clock?
yes,
10 o'clock?
because I'm starting to like read all these words wrong because I'm tired.
You're tired.
Yes.
Yeah, I was beginning to feel lucky that we made it back in time for 9 o'clock.
Oh yeah.
I thought 9 o'clock was going to be pushing it there for a little bit. Mm-hmm. And we only had a certain amount of time, and me and Lino had to eat on the way in the truck. Mm-hmm. And I said, I'm going to go through the drive-thru and just get something quick. She said, okay, I'm going to go in and use the bathroom. I catch you on the other side. I get on the other side. She's still in the restaurant. I'm like, what's going on? She said, I had to get me a coffee.
I was like, Lord, please let them get this coffee out here quick, because I didn't want to hear Joey. He's like waiting and waiting. They're like, gosh, what is going on? And
Did you make it? Was it any better?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I was like, so I put the order in real quick, went to the bathroom, and then come out, and I was waiting for his truck to pull up. And I was like, oh, hopefully he's stuck in the drive-thru some. And so then I seen him, and he's like looking back. And then she's like, order 1628 or whatever, because I do a mobile order. And I was like, yes. So I grabbed it from her and ran out the door. And I did. I ran all the way around the truck and hopped in. It was like Dukes of Hazzard. I should have went through the window.
You know how they tell you to pull up in the drive-thru and wait? Mm-hmm. I pulled my own self up and waited.
Yeah.
They're probably going to come out there, sir, we didn't ask you to pull up.
Cornbread says, I can't believe y'all kept me up this long. Now
Yeah,
y'all
I
ready to
know.
crash.
I'm ready to
We
go.
can all crash together, Cornbread.
Yep.
Relax for the night. Bart says, there's nothing better for breakfast than shredded hash brown crispy, 2 eggs over easy with sausage, and gotta have ketchup on my taters.
And guys, if I can't get in the field before I leave to go to the beach, we live just do us a good, real nice garden tour video.
Yeah, update.
I got corn that's super tall and sunflowers that's head high.
Sunflowers are beautiful right
y'all
now.
haven't seen at all. I mean, a whole 20 rows of it on the upper side of that Jimmy Red. The whole top of that field's got sunflowers head high and about that far apart. And so that's beautiful. The cotton and the sweet potatoes I hear are absolutely just looking like something out of the Amazons.
Curtis King says, good night, y'all, and I'll be looking forward to the video tomorrow.
Oh, thank you, Curtis.
All right, so I think
All
we're
right.
going to sign off,
Let's
guys.
sign off, baby.
Y'all have a great night and a great week, and hopefully
I got to get in the attic. I just remembered that.
hopefully we'll see y'all live on Monday from the coast.
God bless y'all. God loves you. We'll see you.